Brain Injury Awareness Month. And yesterday on Island Life Live, we met Dr. Josuke Tanaka of KOS, Chiropractic and Integrated Health, and learned about different therapies he uses to help people who have sustained brain and other physical injuries to feel and be better. Well, today, we hear from two athletes who have thrived under Dr. Tanaka's care. Let's take a look. Wyatt, you came to KOS, Chiropractic and Integrative Health, following a brain injury. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I basically grew up surfing my whole life, and it was everything I did. I loved it, and I was able to travel and, you know, compete and have a good time surfing. Eventually, when I was traveling one year in Indonesia, I had a pretty bad concussion.
So Alec, soccer, tell me all about your love for it.
Well, my love for soccer wasn't always a love for soccer. You know, I grew up always wanting to play football, American football, but at one point I had a head injury, so I had to balance the pros and cons of playing football versus soccer. And at the time, soccer was definitely a little bit safer, might you say.
But in the midst of playing soccer, you sustained a brain injury, or actually numerous concussions, right?
Yeah, numerous concussions. Playing soccer, I probably sustained at least 4 or 5 concussions, a couple of which being very serious, to the point where I couldn't remember anything. I was asking maybe 5 questions over and over for a couple of days straight.
And I'd heard about concussions. I had never had one of my own, but I kind of assumed they would just go away. Then after a while, I just wasn't feeling better. I was dealing with a lot of difficulties with my eyes. That would cause me to have a lot of nausea, a lot of headaches, and especially when I would try to get back in the water, I would just be like out of it because my eyes weren't like hitting their marks. And then finally I came to Dr. Tanaka, and I really felt like that's where like my healing journey began.
What brought me to Dr. Tanaka was just the lack of improvement. I tried many different therapies, many different medications. Once I discovered Dr. Tanaka, I was able to start driving again. I was able to start exercising again. And I was able to start living a semi-normal life again.
What kind of work did you do with Dr. Tanaka? Can you explain some of the treatments or some of the exercises that he had you do to help strengthen your brain?
So I think one of the most valuable things about Dr. Tanaka's treatment is the initial evaluation. When you come in, you're gonna go over pretty much everything. You know, your eye movements, your balance, your reaction time. So that for me was great. Just being understood and having Dr. Tanaka be able to articulate to me why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling.
Part of it was, am I really feeling the way I feel? Being out of work for over 2 years, I started to sort of question whether or not I was just thinking I felt this way versus actually knowing that I felt this way. He was able to tell me things that I never told any doctors, I never told my parents or friends, and so hearing something that only I knew from an outside source was a pretty big deal for me.
There's definitely times where I was like, maybe I just won't surf again, maybe I won't be back in the water, and you know, with Dr. Tanaka, it's kind of being able to understand that I am able to get back into the water, and even though there was times where I maybe didn't think that was a possibility, there is a road to get back to that point, and you just have to take it day by day, but also understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling and how you can kind of push through that, but also not take too many risks. You know, slowly building your way back into the ocean. That's been a big help for me with Dr. Tanaka, being able to understand where I'm at and getting back into the ocean.
I believe that Dr. Tanaka has helped me see that there is a solution and that things can get better. Just don't stop. Keep looking, keep searching for those answers. You may not get answers right away. For me, it's been years, but answers will come, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
And we're looking forward to hearing more from Dr. Tanaka and his patients over the next few weeks, including how Dr. Tanaka started his practice. We got that and more with KOS, or KOS, Chiropractic and Integrated Health.
That's awesome. That was super awesome.